Hi guys, thank you for joining my channel. I am Cool Mommy. It is pronounced cool. It's actually spelled K-U-O, but nobody really knows how to pronounce it, especially for my kids at school. Some of the teachers, principal, they're like, cow? Cow? So I told them just cool. It's simple as that, cool. So today I am going to make a Chinese Asian dish called cold noodle. We eat this a lot during summer when the weather's really hot, and because the noodle is very refreshing. It's cool, and it is actually healthy too. It has sesame, and I also put in some peanut butter, so it brings out the flavor a little. So I want to make my dishes healthy and not always vegan, but I will try to make it as vegetarian as possible. I am trying to actually change my diet to vegetarian. I still eat eggs. The only thing that I've already cut out from my family is milk, cheese. So, and of course my husband and kids, they still eat meat, so I'm trying to get away from that. So because I also have Hashimoto's. It's actually a form of hypothyroid. It's an immune disorder, so I kind of have to watch what I eat, and you know, I get a little heavy around the waist and bottom area, so I always have to watch that. Here we go. So first we're actually going to be boiling some water. So while the water is boiling, let me show you the type of noodle that we're using. You can find this at any Chinese supermarket. I got this at my local 99 Ranch supermarket. So if you can see, this is the brand. And I did get this brand because, you know, I always look for the ingredients that's in the foods that I buy for my family. I try to stay away from food coloring, preservatives, and things like that. So this is the only brand that I saw that actually didn't have any food coloring. You know, it's made from wheat, soy oil, salt, and of course it does have a little bit of preservatives. So and it's to be expected when it's packaged. Later on I'll be doing some other recipes that will be using just fresh noodles, and those will be healthier. So while the water is boiling, we are going to prepare the veggies, and it's just very, very, very simple. So cucumber and carrots. And so what we're going to do is, if you want your, these are organic, so you can actually, the cucumber you don't have to peel if you don't want to. Sometimes I leave it in, sometimes I leave it out. Today I'm actually going to peel it and show you how to make it in this dish. And sometimes this dish, they'll also put in some bean sprouts. But I've noticed I really, it tastes better for me actually with just carrots and cucumbers. So I'm not putting any bean sprouts in here. right. So after this is peeled, I'm going to show you. This you can actually get from any Asian supermarket as well. It is a shredder. It has a, it's almost like a, you know, the cheese shredders that we have, but this is actually for veggies. So there's a bigger one up here, but we're going to use the medium size. So when you're using this, you have to be careful. Usually I shred probably as much as my hands can hold. That way it doesn't get into the holes and you're gonna hurt yourself. And then I'm gonna do the cucumbers. Well, let's boil the noodles first. So we want to just boil the noodles. Once it starts boiling, maybe another two minutes or so, and then we can take it out. Okay, so I'm gonna continue. And by doing this, instead of cutting it into thin slices, we're actually more of the juices from the cucumber and the carrot. It will make the noodles taste much better. So I learned cooking probably when I was about 10, 11. You know, my parents, they're traditional Asian Chinese, and we have to start learning when we were young. And I do love Asian Chinese food, so I make that a lot. But of course, you know, sometimes I'll make other foods as well. So you'll probably see that on my channel as well. So it's not just Asian foods, but just foods overall, and how to make them healthier, and you know, with no meat, if possible. Okay, so I'm gonna leave it like that. And the water's starting to boil, so I'm gonna turn the heat low so it doesn't come out. And we're just gonna flip the noodles a little bit so everything gets cooked. So this type of noodles is actually called oily noodle. So you know, they make it and they put a layer of oil on it, just so it keeps that that chewiness, and that's why these type of noodles are really good for you know, to make the cold noodle dish. Okay. And then in the meantime, we're gonna put this aside, and then so in the meantime, we're gonna make the sauce to drizzle on top. Make sure the heat is still boiling. So the main ingredient to the cold noodles is sesame paste. Ta-da! So sesame paste. Again, you can get this at any Asian supermarket. And I like this brand. I don't know if you can see very well. I like this brand because all it is sesame oil and sesame seeds. So some of the other ones, you know, they'll have some other, you know, maybe preservatives and salt and things like that. So I always try to stay away as much as possible on foods that have too much ingredients, especially the ones you don't, you know, that you don't know what you're eating. Yeah. So we're gonna do 2 spoonfuls of this. Okay. And then my little extra ingredient is peanut butter. So I got this at Sprouts. So you can get this from Sprouts or Whole Foods. So it's a Santa Cruz organic peanut butter. Okay, so I'm gonna do 1 spoonful. And I'm going to, don't forget the noodle. So you kind of want to make sure that, you know, you kind of swirl it around, make sure all of the noodles are cooked. Okay, back to our sauce. So the next thing we do is soy sauce. So of course everybody knows there's different brands of soy sauce. This one is organic. I usually try all of the ingredients that I use. I always try to use organic as much as possible. And this is actually a really good brand that we use. But this one, because I don't have any salt in my cold noodle, so I'm using this soy sauce because it has a little bit more oomph and that sodium in there. It's a really tasty, here we go, it's a really tasty soy sauce. So this is what I use when I do cold noodle. I have other brands that I'll show you on my next recipes of different, so I'm probably just gonna do 2. On my next video, I'll show you all the other soy sauces that are out there. So next is vinegar. It gives that, vinegar puts everything kind of together. And we eat a lot of vinegar. But the one that I love is actually black vinegar, because black vinegar, it has more of the flavoring in there, and it has, they put in some caramel and just some other spices. It just makes it really good for dishes. So what I'm going to do is actually do half and half. Okay. So the noodles is about done, and usually what you need to do is just take it out and put it into a bowl of cold water. And I'm going to turn off the fire now. So I'm just going to do this in batches. You can see, yes. Okay. So what I'm going to do is put them into the cold water. In batches. That way it gets cooled down. I like my cold noodles in just room temperature. Some people like it really cold. So you can, like I said, you can put put some ice in here, or when you're done you can put the noodles into the fridge maybe for 15-20 minutes, and it'll be cold. So we're just gonna keep doing this. And each bag is good for, I want to say about 2 people. So it's, you know, it's fairly easy to make, and it's very filling because of the carb from the noodle. And this dish actually, what some other people do is they'll put in some shredded chicken or some sliced eggs. So you can actually add in whatever ingredients you like. But this one I'm actually making it vegan. So not vegan, but vegetarian. So I'm not putting in the meat nor the eggs. Oops. So see, there's a lot of noodles. Okay. All right, we are almost done. We're gonna finish off our sauce. So the next thing you want to put in is some sesame oil. I'm sure everybody has put sesame oil in some of your dishes. So we're just gonna put in about 2 spoonfuls. And some people like to add in some sugar. I don't really put sugar, but I've tried with cane sugar, and it's just as good. So you're not, you know, consuming the regular white sugar. So opt for cane sugar. Last but not least, garlic. So some people like garlic, some people don't. The good thing with this dish is you can actually tailor it to however you like. You know, some people, you know, want to put in the meat, they want to put in the bean sprouts, they want to put in some egg or garlic. I'm going to put in a little bit because it actually enhances the sauce and the dish itself. And it's your preference as to how much you want to put in. Okay, so now we're just gonna mix our sauce together. Now this is gonna take a little bit of time because sesame paste and of course peanut butter, you know, it's kind of sticky. So you guys want to take a little bit of time just to whirl it around, and then you can actually add in some chili oil or how, you know, what kind of, I don't recommend Tabasco, those type of hot sauce, more of the Asian kind. So, you know, hot oil or any kind of hot sauce. Srirachas, it's good, but I think it's still missing that oomph. So I don't have any right now. I'll show you on my next recipe some of the other spicy dishes. I used to eat really spicy. Not anymore. I've noticed it really sometimes gives me a lot of gas, and I just feel bloated. So yeah, I've been kind of getting away from that. So if you see the sauce, it gets a little bit thick. So if it's, you know, if it's too thick, and you know, with this you have to make sure, you know, it's kind of creamy and a little bit not soupy, but at least it's a little bit, you know, you can move around. just add in some water. Okay. So we're going to add in and just keep stirring. It smells so good because of the peanut butter that's put in here. I like to put peanut butter in here, but not everybody likes peanut butter. So now we're done. So the sauce is done, if you can see. And then we are just going to, I pretty much put all of it on there, and you'll see why. We might have to put in a little bit more water after, because it is still a little thick in consistency. So it might be a little bit hard to mix. So I'm actually going to add just a little bit more water now. And then we're just going to start mixing everything in with the carrots and the cucumbers and the garlic. So it's just going to be all mixed together. So sorry about this next part, guys. I had some audio technical difficulties, so I'm just going to do voiceover for the last portion of my video. So you're just going to keep on mixing until all the noodles are coated. And there it is. So we're all done with our cold noodle liang mian today. Please put your comments below if there are any dishes you would like me to cook, and I will love it if you would subscribe and like this video. I'll see you next time. Bye.